Hello physical fiends, the universe may be forever hurtling towards the future, and many people theorize that the past does not exist anymore, but publishers are proving those scientists wrong because we continue to enjoy playing games from the past, old games on modern consoles in 2026. That is the topic today, physical releases of retro games coming in 2026. I am focusing more on direct ports or slightly enhanced versions of classic games rather than full-blown remakes. So let's take a look at what is currently known. If you think I've made an oversight, let me know in the comments below. City Hunter is a pretty cool PC Engine game that's been brought back by Sunsoft and published physically by Red Art Games in Europe. It's also being translated into English officially for the first time. I recently played this, and I think it was even before the announcement, some sort of coincidence there, and I found it surprisingly engaging for the era. Is it worth the price tag for one simple ROM with enhancements? I don't know, but I do like it, and it'll be out sometime this year on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. Parasol Superstars should be releasing this year via in games in Europe. What was once two separate physical releases from Strictly Limited has now been smartly mashed together. I believe if you pre-ordered either of them, you'll be getting this instead. But this contains Parasol Stars, as well as the very obscure Spiker Adventure, arcadey platformers that will be on the Switch and PlayStation 5 in a standard and collector's edition this year. And if you want it or any of the games mentioned in this video, where applicable, please purchase them via the links down below in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps support me and this channel in the ultimate way possible. VGP are a nice company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, which is like 54 American dollars, not that much. Not all of the games in this video will be applicable since not all of them are retail releases, but the next one is. Taito Milestones 4 is releasing on the Nintendo Switch on March 26th, and this contains 10 more arcade games from Taito's history. Nothing could ever top Volume 3 in terms of awesome games, and this one is definitely taking a step back. Even more this time, it's feeling a bit more Volume 1-ish, which has me a bit worried, but it's got Arkanoid, so it might be worth the price of admission alone. Don Doko Don also looks pretty charming. Jaws Retro Edition is one of a good few retro releases from Limited Run Games, a company with their fair share of criticism, mostly from your man here, but they are doing their best to bring back obscure stuff. Some welcome, some seems like a money grab. This one, well, NES Jaws is widely considered to be an LJN NES game that is not as bad as the other LJN NES games, which is faint praise really, but this version will come with expanded content to flesh out what could be, an Atari 2600 game for all its depth. Sadly, they haven't really shown that off, and there's no trailer for it, so I don't know if they really want to sell it or not. Where's the push for it? Anyways, this will be on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. Capcom Arcade Stadium Volume 1 is another limited run release, and this just literally went up for pre-order. I'm glad I held off a few days before making this video. This is a really premium price. You'd have hoped they'd do like Volume 1 and 2 together for 60 bucks, but no. 60 bucks a pop. But yeah, in this Volume 1, you get 32 games on the cartridge, ranging from early 80s to early 2000s, and you get a mix of fighting games, shmups, beat-em-ups, platformers, mostly good stuff in there, and I would definitely pick it up if it was 35 bucks, but no, it's 60. What? Bubsy in the Purrfect Collection is another limited run release that should be coming this year, probably one for those who like memes, but maybe someone out there is excited to relive an exercise in painful mediocrity. You get all 4 games in the series as well as console variants. It's releasing on PS5 and Switch and should be sent out early this year. Heretic and Hexen, a double pack from Limited Run, and yet this is more my style. 2 old school boomer shooters that are like Doom, but set in a more fantasy world. I've never actually played either of them before, but I love Doom, so it would be nice to finally give them a try. This will be on Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, with shipping expected in April. Telenet Fuku-Bukuro is releasing in Japan very soon on Nintendo Switch. Sadly, it will not have English, but maybe it's not necessary for some of the titles included in this retro collection. These are PC Engine CD games. Some of them are arcade type stuff where language isn't so important, whereas others will have a language barrier, but I thought I'd include it anyways. Now, Limited Run have worked extensively with this Japanese publisher in the past, so it is possible that these may get an English release exclusive to Limited Run in the future, but it is not a certainty and nothing's been announced as of yet. Earnest Evans Collection is from the same publisher, and yet this one has been announced to be getting a limited run release at some point in the future. I think they announced it during their yearly event, but pre-orders have not gone up yet, so who knows how long that will take, but it's releasing in Japan pretty soon, and this includes some prime-time jank action platformers where language shouldn't be much of an issue if you don't fancy waiting for limited run. Tomba 2, The Evil Swine Return, another one with limited runs involvement. I know this got some pushback when it released digitally for cutting corners, making excuses, but eventually they folded and decided to address things in a patch. The pushback was strong because this is a game that is extremely well loved by a lot of people. A platformer with a bit of extra sauce to set it apart from the rest. It should be sent out by limited run on Switch and PlayStation 5 in the coming months. Operation Night Strikers is already out in Japan, but it's releasing in Europe and North America pretty soon. So this contains some old school light gun games from Taito, and I've heard they work pretty well with the Switch's pointed controls. And it also includes Night Striker, which is an absolute cult classic that recently got a sequel. I'm really looking forward to giving this one a shot. Rage of the Dragons Neo is an enhanced version of a fighting game from 2002. It was a Neo Geo arcade game, but not developed by SNK themselves, hence why it's not appearing in those Neo Geo collections, but as a new rendition in this standalone release. Now this was announced a year ago at this point. I remember I made a video about it while under the duvet of my hotel room sweating in places I didn't realize people could sweat, but it looks like the light is at the end of the tunnel for this, and hopefully it's out on the Switch and PlayStation 5 soon. There's even a real Neo Geo cartridge that they're doing. Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster already has a limited run release, but it is coming to retail in Europe and North America in March, and good because this is a really awesome game. I love playing it for my giant Star Wars retrospective on my retro channel. It's like Doom, but better because it's Star Wars themed and has some ambitious level design. Excellent. And it'll be on Switch and PlayStation 5. If you already own limited runs, don't worry, you're not missing out on much with this new release since there were no major updates for the game anyways. Now, before I get into the latter half of this video, if you're new here, please subscribe to this channel, okay? If you like physical media, this will be the best thing you do today, I promise you. Plus, the bigger this channel is, the more publishers will pay attention to the demand for physical media, so we'll get more retro games physically if this channel is massive. That is a scientific fact, so do your bit and subscribe. Fighting Force Collection is another one from limited run, and we're swinging back and forth between, all-time classics and forgettable meme stuff. This is probably somewhere in the middle. From the team that brought us Tomb Raider, they wanted to have a go at the beat-em-up genre, and here we have two PlayStation 1 attempts with, mixed results. A bit of schlock, but that kind of goes with the genre for me. This will be sent out sometime this year. Ghost Master Resurrection, maybe pushing the limits of being allowed in this video. It's kind of a remake with new visuals and some extra content, but the core is still the same as you try to scare people out of their homes. Kind of like that Mega Drive game called Haunting, but this is like a Sims vibe to it. It's being resurrected on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox at the end of March. Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection is a really big one, the follow-up to the Battle Network series. These DS outings will be on Switch and PlayStation 5 in the West, but Japan is also getting a PlayStation 4 version. In total, you get 7 versions of 3 distinct games that has dungeon crawling, card battling, and techno things going on with the story. Having not played the originals, I do wonder how easy a port from a dual screen system will be to a single screen system, but I know many people are very excited by this collection, which comes out at the end of March. The next bunch of games I'm just going to go over very quickly because they already appeared in either my JRPG video or the shmup video I made a few days ago. Castleless Shikigami Triology is releasing in Japan on Switch, and this contains the first 3 games in the franchise and will be the only way to get the first game physically. The other 2 are available separately. Raiden Fighters Remix Collection has the first 3 games in the Fighters sub-series that are a bit more fast-paced, arcadey, and have more variety in craft compared to the mainline games. I've never played them, but I want to. It's releasing in Asia on Switch and PlayStation 5, and it will have English pretty soon. Tenshi no Uta, the Angelverse Collection, is up for pre-order right now at Limited Run Games. It will have 2 PC Engine RPGs, presumably translated to English for the first time. This is already out in Japan, but that does not have English. And those are a bunch of retro game releases releasing this year that we know of. Did I miss any? Which one are you excited for the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to pre-order any of them that are, applicable to do so via VGP, then please do. That really helps support me, and I thank you ever so much. And go check out some of my other videos, the JRPG 2026, the Shmup releases in 2026. They're all there for your viewing. Go view them. Have a great day. Take care.